Hi everyone, welcome to your readings for the full outlook for Aquarius season. I hope you're doing well. I hope it's been a good start to Aquarius season for you. If you're here, please say hi in the chat. Let me know how you're doing. Please remember also to like and to share the video. So we're into a new month. Take the time to get settled in. Take a few nice deep breaths. And in just a moment, I'll start to look at the outlook for the collective for the next month, and then we'll move on to the 12 signs from Aries through to Pisces. So the collective energies for Aquarius season, these are the place to start. Hi, Victoria. Wonderful to see you too. Hope you all haven't missed me too much whilst I've been gone. Hi, Michelle. Get a sense of what the collective is dealing with at this time. Well, if it slows down, thank you, Michelle. That means a lot to me. Please remember to like and share the video if you're watching. Thank you. Okay. I want to stress some of this is astrological weather. Some of this is just the time of year, especially for those in the Northern Hemisphere. If you're feeling it at this time, you're kind of not alone. There's a sense of really having to, I want to say, push through at this time. There's a sense of really having to work hard to connect, to get on with things, to move forward on things. I'm not immune to that. That's one of the reasons why you've had to wait a week and a half to get a video out of me. I've also been sick, but that's another issue entirely. But this is the sense that I get, is there is some good stuff that can be accomplished at this time, but we really need to kind of be pushing through for it, not necessarily waiting for help to come in from the outside, not necessarily waiting for things just to be clearer, for the coast to be clearer. It's like there's stuff we need to get on with at this time. And I'm picking that up collectively. I'm feeling it as well. So, you know, it's not a failure if you're in that place. However, what I do want to say is that we may have a slight neediness, some of us, or dependency to an extent. And a lot of this is still old stuff, old patterns, but also kind of some old wounds that are coming up for healing at this time. And I know that that comes up a lot, but Aquarius is very much about looking to the future, looking to do things differently from how we have before. So that comes in at this time as well. And there's a need to kind of just be aware at this time of what is actually current, what is actually affecting us, and what is coming in from before and affecting us slightly differently. So the conscious space for the collective is the Six of Earth. And what I feel with the Six of Earth here, I don't know if you can see the compass there as well, looking to find our way, but sometimes looking for external direction, waiting for that sun to break through. There's almost like, and that's not a normal Six of Earth energy, but there's almost this sense of waiting for the springtime as well, being able to come out of the ground, literally in that sense as well. Now, in the subconscious space, we have the Six of Water. So a lot of this is a past influence. This is coming from the past. It's also saying that, yes, we have things to do, but there's also a need to find some joy down there as well. There's a need to find some joy within this at this time. And that can be really, really tricky. And so not even on astrological level, if you're doing a seasonal effectiveness disorder or whatever else, finding that bit of joy, doing nice things, finding time to spend time with other people, it's all kind of essential here. There may be some people from your past who you're looking to reconnect with. There also may be some people from your past who you really want fuck all to do with now. And kind of, if they're on your mind, you kind of need to be working through the emotions associated with that, so as you can release it, so as you can feel that bit less inclined to sink back to people in the past. And these could be people from your past who've really hurt you. Could be ex-lovers, could be ex-friends, could be family members. But if these are people who you've worked hard to move on from, then you need to look out for where there's still an imprint from them that's influencing you. It's not new beginnings at this time. Even though Aquarius is about the future, it's not fast movement either. So we've come from this space of the Ace of Fire. So you might have started some new things at the start of the year, but now we're around about a month into the year. I don't feel that same fast burning movement. Where we are at this time, appropriately for Aquarius season, we get the King of Air. Now, the King of Air is all about seeing things for what they are in the moment. Absolutely. Being able to weigh up what may be influencing us, but being able to still take determined action going forward. And that means having quite a clear head. That doesn't mean that you're failing if you don't have a clear head. But what this is about is clearing stuff out. Clearing stuff out. And I say that because we move on towards the Five of Air, which is always a tricky, tricky energy. Now, what this is saying essentially is that if we continue to allow these old patterns or ways of doing things to influence us, or we try to hide away, we're going to store up some trouble for the future. So Five of Air is all about old stuff coming back at us. So are you holding on to old attachments, old patterns, old behaviors? Old ways of seeing things, old pessimisms as well, because Aquarius should be an optimistic sign. Rational, yes, but optimistic. It feels like if we do that, then we can really, really get bogged down as time goes on. So you've got to watch your patterns, watch your behaviors. It's about awareness, but it's also about being able to take action to push through at this time. It's not always somebody to point the way, but you know within you what there is to work upon. Within that, find joy, find connection. However, do not start reaching or hoping for those people who've hurt you in the past. It's not about giving them second chances. It's not about running back to people who you've moved on from. Very, very important. Don't immediately dive back into where it's familiar, but where it's actually pretty fucking horrible, essentially. That is the collective energy for this month, for this time. If you play it right, you can avoid difficult times that might be ahead. So be clear on who you are, on what you want at this time. I hope that makes sense as a collective energy. Hi to everybody just tuning in. It's wonderful to see all of you here. Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Kate. Hi, Alto. Hi, Amber. Hi, Sea Spirit Tarot. Okay, I'm going to move on to the 12 signs now, from Aries through to Pisces. Now, remember, these are predictive readings looking at the whole of Aquarius season. Please check your sun, moon, and rising signs. Aries, sun, moon, and rising for Aquarius season. What have we got? Thank you, Michelle. What's Aries focusing on this month? Okay. Aries, you might feel like you can't catch a break at the moment. Work is hard, work is ongoing, and I feel kind of like certain aspects of work and life in general are getting you down. And there may be some things that you're going to need to shed and let go of at this time, because I feel like the patterns that you're going through are just a bit too draining. You're taking on just too much. And I feel like any stuff that you kind of left or took for granted in the past but didn't see to may be catching up with you now. This can be very, very difficult for you. So you're coming in with the 8 of coins. But what it's not for you, what goes out is the 9 of wands. So it's not about feeling under the cosh. It's not about being defensive, feeling closed off, having to just soldier on through in the same ways that you have been, because I feel that's going to cause you a lot of difficulties. Now, what you're shedding there in particular, I feel, is a sense of responsibility for certain things that are not yours. Certain things that are not yours. And in terms of that, what I mean by that, I feel, is it's almost like, if we talk about like societal expectations or aspirations, or shouldn't I be doing this, or shouldn't I be doing this because I need all of this in place to be a success, and I must be doing this, and I've got to be on top of this. And actually those things are all diversions for you, and they're getting in the way of the things that you do need to do. It is hard work for you at this time. We've said this very, very clearly. But within that, it's also about being able to feel that bit freer. So this is why there is this coming in for you. There's care for your body at this time as well, Aries. So if you're having health issues, you need to be investigating, getting on top of those, because there's something that's underpinning them. And this can be stuff that you didn't deal with in the past. Now, with the 5 of Swords showing up, there is stuff from the past that you need to rectify. Most of this for me is to do with your body, your attitude to it, and maybe the way that you structure your day. With the 10 of Swords as well, I kind of feel like this is a real wrench for you, Aries. So it's almost like you're in a certain way of doing things, and now you're getting kind of burned out, run down, not feeling able to push through. And it's like you need to start separating some of that out. You do. Because I feel like this is just getting on top of you. It's weighing on you. And yet not all of it is yours. And there are solutions in place if you choose to actually work on them. Are you fearing or avoiding getting help with certain issues that you're having? Be they physical issues, emotional issues, practical life issues, whatever. Are you avoiding reaching out for help with those? Because people haven't helped you in the past, or you've been stung in the past. You can't be closed off or solitary at this time, Aries. Now, if you work on this stuff, it actually clears up for you quite smoothly, quite quickly. Your final outcome card is the Sun. So you're going to feel far, far more yourself coming out of this. But you really got to work on this stuff this month, Aries. I can't stress it enough. It's coming up, it's coming up, it's coming up. Bang, 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 bang. And you really need to get a handle on it. If you need help or support from other professionals, reach out to them, go to them. Don't feel like you have to do it all alone. You're streamlining in a sense, but you're also really looking for the things that you've kind of let slide or slip that need to be cleaned up, taken care of, to make room for yourself to grow. I hope that makes sense for you, Aries. Hi, super angry koala. The next sign is going to be Taurus. Taurus, sun, moon, and rising for Aquarius season. Taurus. Taurus. Remember, it's Aquarius season. You've got to do things a bit differently. Taurus. Okay, Taurus. We've got to get you out doing stuff, Taurus. We've got to get you out doing stuff because there are going to be people around you if you do. And if you hide away, then there won't be. And there are things that you want, but you don't believe you can have, or that haven't been coming off, but they haven't been coming off because you've been doing things in the same old ways, and you need to kind of kick out of these habits that you're in at this time, Taurus. Some of you really are trying to hide away or hibernate for the winter, and it's not working for you. So this month is explorative. This month is about doing things with a fresh approach, with a fresh attitude. And that is you coming in here, embodying the energy of the Princess of Swords. So you got to be talking to people. You got to be meeting people. You got to be out there. You got to be, I want to say, on display. You got to be putting yourself out there. You got to be connecting with other people. It doesn't mean that I feel like you might feel like if you connect with too many other people, they're going to squash you, take over, crowd you out. But I don't feel that's the case. And what it's not about for you, it's not about the 9 of Cups. So this isn't about staying at home. This isn't about just hoping that things change. And this isn't, I feel, at this time about waiting for people to come to you. You got to get out there and you got to meet people. You got to make your mark in that sense. That also means getting out. It means socializing as well. Connecting in various ways. Being able to enjoy yourself, to let your hair down as well. Because I know that you're like thinking, well, if I go out there, it's all just work and it's stress. And I don't feel it is that. I have the Princess of Cups for you. I also have Vice showing up for you. So I feel like you need to get out and start having a good time, Taurus, so as you can start feeling yourself again. This is kind of vital. What would you enjoy doing? Because when I say get out and go outside, it doesn't have to be work. It doesn't have to be taking on extra responsibility. I don't feel that at all. What I do feel is enjoying yourself. Because if you're going to enjoy yourself, if you're going to do stuff, you might as well be doing it with other people, rather than kind of staying at home in habits that don't suit you. You're allowed to go out and let your hair down in a different way. The final card I have for you is the King of Wands. So I kind of feel like your luck may be in if you do head out at this time as well, Taurus. I feel like you're going to meet the right people at this time. You're going to connect with the right people at this time as well. And you're going to feel very much in your element. Now, these can be new people in your life. These can be business contacts, but these can also potentially be new friends or even new lovers, Taurus. I actually feel like this is a very opportunistic time for you, but I said it's not about the 9 of Cups. So you've actually got to get out and do stuff rather than waiting for people to simply come to you or turn up in your life. I hope that makes sense for you, Taurus. The next sign is going to be Gemini. Gemini's sun, moon, and rising for Aquarius season. Hi to everyone just tuning in. Please remember to like and share the video if you're able. Gemini. Gemini. Okay, Gemini. Yep. It's a light-hearted and a romantic energy coming in for you, Gemini. Very, very optimistic. Very, very nice indeed. I want to say It's a really flirty, lovely, romantic time. And I feel like you may be meeting someone for you, Gemini, who might well be long term. It's certainly passionate and exciting, but it can be long term as well, because I feel like you have long term on your mind. Now, you don't need to think that far ahead because you do want to be in the moment. But I do feel big, big opportunities for you this month. And you don't have to wait until Valentine's Day for it either. You can kind of kick on, get moving on it now. You're coming in. This is your focus, is the mother, traditionally the Hierophant. So I feel like you're doing things a bit differently from how you normally would in this sense. There's a bit of wisdom about you, a bit of nous about you, and you're carrying that into your interactions. You're carrying that into the space where you're meeting people. And I feel like you don't have to worry with the people who you're encountering at this time, Gemini. It doesn't feel hazy. It doesn't feel confusing. It doesn't feel like I don't know what I'm getting here and maybe I should pretend to be somebody I'm not to get what I want. It doesn't feel like that at all. It feels far more straightforward. So it's not about the 7 of Cups for you. What it is about coming up for you is the 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups. And with that, your advice is justice. So you are not hiding yourself. You are not cloaking yourself. You're looking for a good time, but you're looking for something longer term, a lot of you as well. And I feel that you need to be carrying yourself and all that you've learned, all that you are into this. So you're not playing a part. There isn't an act involved. You don't have to play games. You don't have to pretend to be anyone else. You're able to approach this very, very naturally. And with the final outcome of experience, which is traditionally the Chariot, this feels fast moving. It feels like it's going to take you somewhere. It feels absolutely lovely and like a really fun, enjoyable month for you that may well be the start of something a lot longer term, Gemini. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aquarius season. Cancer. Cancer. Okay, Cancer. Two themes for you, Cancer, and it's all majors and court cards for you as well. I want you to trust your instincts and your heart this month, Cancer. And this is both around the things that you start and the things that you end, because I feel it's not heartbreak, but it's your heart speaking and saying yes or no to certain people, certain situations, Cancer. And I feel like your heart is absolutely in tune at this time. Within that, you kind of need, therefore, to be clear on what you want, clear on what you don't want. You're coming in with the Oracle, traditionally the High Priestess. So this is your starting point. You're in tune. You know what works for you. You know what doesn't work for you in terms of the people in your life. But you've also got a key sense around new people you're encountering as well. Well, it's not about for you is suspension. So there isn't doubt here, nor incidentally do you need to be in a place of self-sacrifice, Cancer. It's far more about being able to assert yourself in this sense. Now I have the King of Wands for you, and I have the Queen of Wands for you. And this is why you got to follow your heart. You see, with those people who are right for you, even if they're new connections, this feels passionate, really passionate. For those where people have been in your life for a while, or you're just meeting them and they're not right for you, and you can feel that they're not right for you, this is going to blow up into a big, angry, explosive mess. And you want to preempt both these situations. So you're in a good place to choose, and the choice shows up because your outcome card here is the Lovers, Cancer. So you're in this place where you're moving yourself into a key sense of alignment. And it's about who you have in your life, who you remove from your life, or move at least to arm's length, because you've been there and done that, and there's nothing more to learn or to do. But where you are feeling a key sense that there is a role for somebody to play, you do want to get to know them better, you do want to explore things more, then you're on the money, Cancer. You're on the money, and this can bring things about quite beautifully for you. So trust yourself this month with these situations. I hope that makes sense for you, Cancer. Hi, Mahari. The next sign is going to be Leo. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aquarius season. Leo. Leo. Okay, Leo, you got to get on your game, Leo. It's a creative time for you. It's a creative time for you, and I feel like you might be sparking a few different projects at this time. And I don't feel they're only projects. I feel like you might be sparking new relationships and connections with people, and maybe forming new business partnerships as well at this time. You're coming in around work. It is work for you because you're coming in with vice here, Leo. And this is going to be hard work for you, I feel. And so you've got to clear stuff away if it's in the way in order that you can focus upon it. What it's not about for you is your card. It's not about the Sun. So you're not going to be the center of attention at this time. But what you are going to do is start connecting to other people. And I do feel in particular that it's work related for you. I have the Prince of Wands showing up. So there are opportunities coming in that you want to act upon quickly. Maybe there are things that you've been working on in the background for a while, and now you want to seize the opportunity to get them out there. With the Four of Wands, I feel that you're going to connect to people with those in the right way. In the right way. And the main advice coming in with that, it's very, very much about being able to assert what you clearly want from this. So what you're not going to be doing is putting your ideas out there and having somebody twist them up, turn them into something else, and then you feel like shit. Then you feel like shit. This needs to be equal in terms of these connections and partnerships that you're forming at this time. I have the 10 of Wands for you in that sense. So remember, Leo, that you have the final say on partnerships that you go into, on these collaborative projects or anything else. Don't feel like a hostage to fortune in that sense. Make sure that you're happy with how things are going, but differentiate that from a sense of simply feeling like you're not the sole one in charge, because that's not quite the same thing. This is about collaboration. It's about creating something together, but it's not about somebody taking your ideas and just turning them into something else that you're not happy with. I hope that makes sense for you, Leo. The next sign is going to be Virgo. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising for Aquarius season. You've all gone really quiet in the chat. You all still here, doing okay? As I drop my cards on the floor. Virgo. See what your month looks like, Virgo. You can see the daylight, Virgo. You can see the daylight, and yet you're interpreting it as being just out of reach. You know exactly where you want to be. You know what you want to be free of as well. You know what you want to be reaching for, but you're not quite there. There's stuff holding you up. There are attachments holding you up. There are distractions holding you up. These might be old things that you committed to. These might be relationships that have expired that you don't necessarily feel free to leave at this time. But there is a need to be optimistic and to push on into that future space that is in front of you. As I said, you can glimpse it, but you don't quite trust yourself to step into it, and yet you need to. It's about the 9 of Cups for you, Virgo. It's about the 9 of Cups for you. Now, this is where you want to be going. Somewhere better, somewhere where you feel more comfortable, more independent, more in control. And you like being in control because you're a Virgo. What it's not about is the 2 of Cups. So what are those old attachments that are holding you back? Are you looking for a reason to leave? Like, to be the most kind of obvious example, are you staying in a bad relationship and refusing to leave it until there's a better relationship on the horizon for you, rather than taking the stance that this is a shit relationship, so I need to go somewhere else because I shouldn't be here? That's an example. Is it happening in work? Are you staying in a job that doesn't suit you because you can't quite see anything better, even though this situation is really screwing you up? And some of you are dealing with abuse within this as well. It's not easy to leave abusive situations, and you may need external help, facilitation, counseling, etc. to do so. But the sense that I'm getting is that you might be conjuring excuses why you want to stay in this situation rather than actually taking the window that's in front of you. Now, your next step is the Ace of Swords, and your advice is the 3 of Cups. There is friendship there for you. There are people there who support you. If you start to take that step to make that break, you're going to find people around you who want to love, nurture, and be with you. And with the 3 of Coins as the final outcome, this is going to take you somewhere more solid. It's going to allow you to feel more comfortable, more confident, more grounded, and more able to move forward. But it does mean taking those steps at this time, Virgo. Something is opening up. It's just they keep showing me this window opening for you at this time. And you've got to make a choice to step through it, Virgo. It's something that you've been waiting for some time, and now it's right upon you. You're making every excuse in the book to avoid stepping through it. I hope that makes sense for you, Virgo. The next sign is going to be Libra. Libra sun, moon, and rising for Aquarius season. Libra. 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 Very, very unstable energy for you this month, Libra. A sign who's struggling to leave it's not even a bad thing behind. It's more like a bad expectation, a bad thought pattern or thought form, a bad belief. And I'm saying bad. What I mean for that is not fitting you at this time, outdated, outmoded, something that hasn't worked for you, something that hasn't helped you, and yet you keep going back to it, Libra. And it's almost like this is now such a familiar way of looking at the world and the things that you want that you find it really, really hard to step away from, but you kind of need to. You kind of need to be able to make the space to reconsider things, what you want, who you are in relation to other people. And it needs to be a quick break and something that you follow through on as well, because it's not doing you any favors, Libra. So you're coming in here with the Ace of Wands. This is a chance to switch things up, change things up, do things differently. But are you willing to? Are you willing to? Because it's not about the King of Swords for you. So you can't be like, maybe it's okay. Maybe if I keep doing what I've done before, it'll be different. But it won't be, Libra. It won't be. It's a waste of your fucking time and energy. And it feels familiar, but it's utterly unfulfilling for you. So what are you giving up on? Because it's something that was an aspiration or an expectation, I feel, that you need to give up on because it wasn't coming through in that form for you with the way that you've been looking at it, with the way that you've been approaching it. So your next step is the 10 of Swords, and your advice is the 8 of Wands. You don't just ditch this old belief, this old approach. You get as far away from it as you can. You start doing new things. You start reshaping your life, reshaping your patterns, reshaping your agenda to give you a fighting chance here, Libra. The final outcome of suspension. The only way you're going to bust out of these limiting belief systems is by doing things differently. Trying different things, moving on this quickly, not allowing yourself to just crawl back into these same old habits, these same old molds of thinking and doing, Libra. It's an opportunity to really shift and change gear and do things very, very differently, but you've got to be willing to take it. I hope that makes sense for you, Libra. The next sign is going to be Scorpio. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising for Aquarius season. Scorpio. Scorpio. You're way overconfident, Scorpio. Confidence is a good thing. Overconfidence, less so. You're in potentially a place of overconfidence. I know what that is. I know what that is. I know what's coming. I can deal with that, no problem. You want to be careful here because you can get hit by curveballs here, Scorpio. This can be a defensive attitude that doesn't quite suit you. What it is for you here is the Eight of Swords. So you may not be seeing things totally clearly. Radar may be off, intuition may be off, thoughts and rational mind may be off because you're running a program. Because you're running a program and you're making reality fit that program rather than the other way around. What's not for you is the Princess of Cups. So there's no time and space for this naivety, Scorpio. It just isn't at this time. You're going to get caught out. You're going to be walking along quite nicely, going about your business, and then suddenly this curveball flies in, catches you off guard because you're up in this space where you don't feel like anything can touch or affect you, but it can. So your next step is the Six of Swords. Your advice is the Four of Wands. Don't get too comfortable. Things are going to shift. Things are going to change, not even in a bad way. But I also feel like part of this slight arrogance or know-it-allness that is coming through within you at this time is also cutting you off to connections with other people as well, Scorpio. Let people in that sense. I feel like you're going to need people around you. I feel like you're going to need people around you because things are going to come in that cause you to rethink. This is about moving into more balance, Scorpio. This is about being able to, yes, have confidence, but also show a bit of humility and also stop expecting things to go along at the same pace that they have been. It's the sense that I get as well as it's been quite smooth for you lately. Like, I know where I'm at. Now it changes up, but your final outcome of experience is this is going to help you. It's going to take you forward, Scorpio, in new directions, actually. You just need to be, I want to say, willing to not have the whole course planned out in advance. You're going to have to adapt and adjust to what's coming your way. I hope that makes sense for you, Scorpio. The next sign is going to be Sagittarius. Hi, Renee. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aquarius season. Sag. Okay. Okay. Interesting energies for you, Sagittarius. You're fine until someone bothers you. You're fine until someone bothers you, and then you're very, very defensive. You're like, someone else is getting all up in my business. All up in my business, and I don't like it. And actually, you may well be right not to allow yourself to be unduly affected by other people and their ideas in this month, Sagittarius. So you're coming in here with the Nine of Wands. And this is almost like you're the old head. Like you're the voice of your own wisdom and experience at this time, Sagittarius. And what you don't need to be doing is suffering fools. So it's not about the King of Cups for you. It's not about the King of Cups for you. I feel like you're setting really strong boundaries. I feel like you're pushing your way forward, pushing on through. And it's like anyone who gets in your way is going to be in trouble, essentially. Clearing this path. So your next step is power. Traditionally the Emperor. And your advice is the Four of Wands. You're not letting anyone upset your apple cart, your stability, your space that you're carving out for yourself, Sag. It's creating a creative space for you in which you're going to feel more embodied with your final outcome card of the Whore, traditionally the Empress. So you are really pushing on into your own space this month, Sag. This is quite beautiful, quite powerful, quite wonderful. Very, very exciting times for you. You don't need to worry about, okay, don't be an arsehole to people, but you can very cleanly and nicely push them out of your way if they are interfering, intervening, causing you any kind of bullshit, because you don't need it at this time. I hope that makes sense for you, Sagittarius. The next sign is going to be Capricorn. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aquarius season. Capricorn. Okay. Capricorn, you're not feeling great at the moment. You're feeling a bit under the cosh. It's meaning that you're guarding yourself. It means that you're not moving forward very quickly. And I feel like you keep expecting things to go wrong. I don't feel things have been going wrong for you. I feel like they've been going okay and fairly steady for you. But because of that, you're now wondering, when is the penny going to drop? What's going to get pulled away? Where are things going to go badly? Am I going to get hit financially? Am I going to get hit by this stress? Is this going to be taken? Is this going to go wrong? Is this going to go wrong? I don't feel it is, but this is where you're coming from at this time, Capricorn. Coming in with the Four of Coins. But well, it's not about for you as the Tower, so I don't actually feel great upheaval. I don't feel great loss. And therefore, it's about being a bit more discerning, Capricorn, because there's a sense in which you could be a little bit pessimistic or even paranoid here. I have the Queen of Swords showing up for you. I also have the Oracle showing up for you. I want to say you might want to consult an outside source in making your decisions at this time. Check in with someone about the stuff that is going through your head. Make sure that is actually reasonable. Are the things that you're worried about reasonable? Are they? Are they really? Because you do have to be really, really clear, Queen of Swords. This is also a sense of old hurts potentially coming in to affect you. Difficulties in the heart space that cause you to be more pessimistic and sometimes bloody-minded than you need to be. And that's stopping you from making changes in your life. It's stopping you from kicking outwards. It's stopping you from being able to see new potentials, new possibilities, new horizons. So do call that help in this month, because you have your final outcome card of the Two of Wands. There is space for you to grow out of this, do things differently. And you can't do that if you keep looking over your shoulder, expecting things to go wrong when they're not. But nor can you do that if you're conjuring excuses not to step forward into what's potentially in front of you, Capricorn. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Aquarius. Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising for Aquarius season. Sun is transiting your sign, Aquarius. Let's see what your month looks like. Aquarius. Aquarius. Bit of pride, bit of unsureness, bit of clinging to the familiar for you, Aquarius, and that's not what you're needed to do at this time. You're supposed to be the sign that is forward thinking. You're supposed to embrace what's in front of you, but it's like you're clinging to the present and what's familiar because you fear things going wrong. Bit like a run-in from Capricorn season, from Capricorn in a sense, but a bit different all the same. You're not allowing yourself to have new types of experience, Aquarius. It's almost like you've got it into your head that you're that forward thinking, that far ahead of everyone else, that you've already seen all there is to see. So you're just going to go on doing the same things. You're just going to go on doing the same things, but deep down, that's actually a defensive act that you need to be aware of. So you're coming into this with the 6 of Cups. Familiarity, knowing where you're at, being around people who you have the measure of, who you know about, because that's a comfort zone. That's quite safe. Going through things from the past a few times over and over again in that sense. What it's not about for you is the 5 of Cups. So you can't just cling to the past in the hopes that then it all stays the same and then it's okay. This is rigid, Aquarius. This is going to hold you up. To step into the next step, and the next step is death. And for you, Aquarius, this is about being able to try and do new things, approach things in new ways, encounter new people, connect to people in different ways. Your advice is the Queen of Wands, and I feel this is somebody stepping in to shake things up for you. Somebody who is quite passionate, quite driven, quite out there, does things more spontaneously. And I feel like this can be somebody who steps in as a friend or possibly as a coach of some description, but really gives you a hard push. It's like a slap almost. It's like, no, you're going to get out and do that. You've got to be doing that for yourself as well. That's what's going to move you forward. It's what's going to get you new experiences, Aquarius, but you can't hide away from it. This is your time to shine, and that means doing things a little bit differently at this time. I hope that makes sense for you, Aquarius. The next sign is going to be Pisces. Pisces, sun, moon, and rising for Aquarius season. Pisces. 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 You're staring down anything that's in your way at this time, Pisces. So you're feeling quite inspired. I got like this channel of light sort of come down through you, opening you up. You're feeling very connected, very insightful, very clear on what's in front of you. And it's like people or situations that would have really upset you or got to you in the past are far less impactful upon you. It's like you can't quite be touched at the moment. Coming in with the Five of Swords, but it's not a bad Five of Swords because I feel like you're staring that stuff down. And what it's not about is the King of Wands. So I don't feel like anyone else is really able to call the shots on you, really able to deal those cards for you that might impact you in that sense. You're in charge here. You're in charge here. You're going to stay in charge with the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is being able to protect yourself from those influences as well. This comes from your own wisdom, the work you've done with yourself, what you've learned about yourself, your continuing expanding knowledge of yourself, and the fact that you are finding this inner strength and this connection, which gives you the insight of the crone. Very, very powerful for you. With your final outcome of justice, Pisces, you are standing in a place of quite rare insight and power for you. And you are ridding yourself of a lot of situations, a lot of patterns of behavior in which you might have been more defensive or accommodating or meeker or made yourself small in the past. I don't feel that you are allowing yourself to be subdued or cowed in that way anymore, because you don't need to be, Pisces. You don't need to be. You're in a really strong and powerful place. And this is how you're going to handle the next month. I hope that makes sense for you, Pisces. That is all 12 signs. Thank you all so much for being here through those. I'm available for personal readings, and I'm available as well for astrology readings, and I'm still doing year ahead readings as well. If you'd like to book a personal session with me, my details for those are just in the box below. If my work helps you and you'd like to make a donation, my details for that are also just in the box below. If you'd like to interview me, collaborate with me, or have any questions for me, please feel free to get in touch. I'll be very, very happy to connect with you. I have time to pull cards for 1 or 2 people. If you have a question for me, please pop it in the live chat and I will see which of you I am drawn to. In advance of that as well, just to remind everyone, there's a new moon coming up tomorrow as well. Very, very exciting time. New moon in Aquarius tomorrow. So this is a chance to break some of those patterns, those ways of doing things. A Google user is asking, should I move? Okay, a Google user, let me see what is coming through for you. That's a very, very broad, vague question. So what have we got for a Google user? Should I move? I want to say you want to be looking at new places at this time, a Google user, but you want to be gathering all the facts, gathering all the information, but not acting too hastily. I have the Page of Air and the Knight of Air for you. So this is all about getting a sense of what's out there. Does it suit you? Does this match what you want? Do you know what you want? Beyond the fact that you want to move away from what's already there. Don't act too quickly or too immaturely, because I have the moon showing up for you as well. Make sure that you know what's motivating you, what's guiding you. It's not about running away from things, but it is about seeing what is out there and if it suits you better. I hope that makes sense for you. Dewar, I don't understand your question. I'm sorry. Stony is asking about some guy. This guy I like is a Sag, like me. I haven't heard from him. What's up with that? He approached me on New Year's Eve confessing his feeling. So you haven't heard from him in almost a month. Okay, Stony. Honestly, there's somebody who has feelings for you, Stony, but I don't feel like this guy is on the same page as you. I feel like this is someone who's kind of really out, letting their hair down, pushing on through, quite independent at the moment. You're quite independent as well, but I kind of feel like any attempt to build a relationship at this time would probably be quite uncomfortable. You're coming in as the crone. He's coming in as experience. Energy between you, well passionate, as the 5 of Wands. I want to say it's not somewhere that you really want to stay for too long, because I feel like you can just feel like you're a bit tied up, trapped. Being kind of is fun for a bit, sure, but I'm not sure there's more to it, this connection, than that. I hope that makes sense for you. Intuitive Gem is asking, is new love coming in for me? Okay, Intuitive Gem. Let me see what's coming for you. Is new love coming for Intuitive Gem? Yeah, there's someone coming in. All right, Intuitive Gem. Get some information about the situation as well. It feels passionate. Feels passionate. So this person shows up as the King of Coins. This is quite a dominant figure, as you can see here, who is coming in. This is someone who's quite accomplished as well, but somebody who makes their interest quite clear to you. Very, very exciting. With the 8 of Wands coming in, it's also quite passionate. Also quite passionate. But with your energy as well showing up as the crone, what I want to say is you hold your own against, or rather with, this person. So yeah, very, very clear on what they want. Quite dominant. But you are more than capable of holding your own in a relationship with that person. So you don't need to feel like you need to agree to whatever, but nor do you need to push this away. You're in a place, I feel, of some wisdom in that sense. I hope that makes sense for you, Intuitive Gem. And that is all I have time for. Thank you all so much for being here. If you'd like a personal reading, please get in touch. If you'd like to leave me a tip or a donation, please do so. Please remember to like and share the video. Please remember to subscribe and enable notifications. And I will see you all again really, really soon. Thank you.